Women pastors and chaplains gathered in Indian Wells this week for a special spiritual retreat. Hi, I'm Connie Vandeman Jeffrey. Out of 4,200 professional pastors in the North American Division, around 200 are women. We were so pleased to have the majority of these godly leaders here in the Pacific Union this week as they gathered for fellowship, seminars, and the chance to be together. The event was sponsored by the North American Division Ministerial Department. And here in the Pacific Union, we were eager to participate and demonstrate our support for women in ministry. 46 women represented the Pacific Union at the retreat, by far the largest number from any of the unions here in North America. In addition to a welcoming information booth sponsored by the union, Adventist Health, La Sierra University, and Pacific Union College welcomed participants as primary contributors to the goodie bag that each participant received, including the canvas bag with the ubiquitous ampersand symbol that has become the symbol of support for pastoral ministry for men and women equally. The Pacific Union Conference also sponsored the luncheon on Monday, and the officers of the union all came there to thank the participants for their ministries and to add 2 books to the goodie bag, including Dr. William Johnson's latest book from Oak and Acorn Publishing, Authentic Adventism. Although still a small minority of NAD clergy are female, the number continues to grow every year as congregations, conferences, unions, and other ministries discover the benefits that professional women clergy can provide. We are so grateful for these pastors and chaplains, for their commitment to ministry and their consecration to their calling. May God bless each one of them as they return to their communities to serve. Also this past weekend, our nation celebrated the Labor Day holiday. Many of us think of Labor Day as the end of summer, but it's a day to honor the working man and woman. Today, we bring you a special update on key California laws passed by the legislature, which finished up its work just before the holiday. Several important laws impact the civil rights of workers. Our guest is Alan Reineck, Executive Director of the Church State Council.
The California legislature, Connie, has really been energized by the Me Too movement. And there were a lot of bills introduced this year, but 2 in particular that have passed the legislature can be very helpful, certainly to Seventh-day Adventists, as well as all California workers who complain of discrimination or harassment. The main one, Assembly Bill 1870, increases the time for filing these claims from 1 year to 3 years. That's huge because so many workers who lose their jobs, the first year they're just scrambling to get a job to keep it together. They don't have time to think about finding a lawyer, filing a lawsuit, so giving them more time. There's so many workers whose claims are barred because they don't figure out what to do within the first year. So this is a huge deal for California workers to have 3 years now to file claims of any kind of discrimination or harassment. The second one is very interesting. Senate Bill 1300 has a provision in it that would make managers and supervisors who engage in harassment and then fire the victim, they would be held personally liable. Now, that's not only good for victims of sexual harassment, but when Adventists complain of their need for Sabbath accommodation and are denied and fired, that's also a form of harassment. So we hope to be able to help many Adventists and prevail upon their supervisors to reconsider not granting an accommodation.
I want to show you a picture of a very special group. But first, take a look at this. My parents believed passionately in involving their 4 children in their ministry. And so from a very young age, I was taken to church and to evangelistic meetings. Here I am with my parents and an entire evangelistic team, complete with Bible workers, circa 1957. I thought of this picture when I learned that at the Women's Clergy Retreat, there were 4 of our pastors in Southeastern California Conference who have brand new babies. Just look at them. These young moms and their husbands have taken on the same challenges my parents did, only this time around, the moms are also the pastors. 4 proud moms and 4 wonderful pastors, fulfilling their calling as ministers of the gospel, and also their roles as wives and mothers, blessed and gifted by God. These women know what my mom knew as she watched my brothers and me be passed from welcoming hand to comforting lap while she ministered alongside my father. It takes a church. It takes the whole community to be engaged with one another to truly fulfill the mission of the church. I'm pretty sure I know what my dad would be saying about these women as they seek to fulfill their God-given calling and responsibilities. Bless these women, everyone. Can you be an effective pastor and parent? Yes, you can. We're praying for our pastors and chaplains, all of them, but especially for those who are parents, and even more specifically for those women who have responded to God's call to serve His church as clergy. Bless them, everyone. For all God's people, I'm Connie Jeffrey.